Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Wednesday, January 5th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie Daytime. Joining me today, we have sexy bodybuilder, actor, and stuntman Milo John III. Today is the day it is happening. You guys are getting two interviews. Hey, K Tukes. All right, let me share this live to Milo so that we can get this interview started, ladies and gentlemen. I was just on Bigo Live, and you guys won't believe what happened, you guys. Oh my God, make sure you guys follow my brother K Tukes from the K Tukes spot. My very special guest is here with me today. He is a trained actor, stuntman, and he is also a model as well too. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me in welcoming my very special guest for today, Milo John. All right, so which one do I add? I'm going to add the masterpiece. It's either or. So I'm going to add. And make sure you're on your phone, on your device. Welcome to the dollhouse. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing just fine. Can you hear me okay?
Perfectly, yes.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm so glad to be here. I thank you very, very, very much, Miss Stevie, for inviting me for this wonderful opportunity and the chance to just be able to just share my world, share my life, and just share all of the love and energy and happiness and joy that I've been experiencing since I've been on this journey.
I'm so glad to have you here, ladies and gentlemen, Milo John. So let's get right into this interview. But before we get into that, how's your holidays? How's your New Year's 2022 been so far?
So far, it's been different, I'll say. Um, this year, as far as 2022 has been concerned, I've been kind of just taking my time. I've always grown up as a sprinter in track, and I think that's been like a direct correlation or relation with the way that I operate, the way that I think, the way that I approach and do things. Well, I've been kind of shifting gears, and now in my older years, I'm learning to slow it down, take your time. We don't have time, but we do have time. And so it's now I'm switching it from a fast rain to a slow rain, which we know when it comes to weather, that's what helps the ground to soak up, more efficiently and better and things like that. So this year it's been active, it's been productive, but it's been different and it's been slower. I've been focusing mainly and mostly, and even for this year, my goal this year, it's about energy, and I do personal training as well and stuff like that, and I've always been big in fitness and about fitness. But towards the end of the year, things kind of started slacking for me and stuff like that, and so it's a thing to where even though my fitness journey hasn't been what it's typically been, what I've been doing is focusing mainly and mostly on my energy, making sure that my mind is right. As we've been hearing in the tabloids and in the media and in the news, with these different people and athletes, and we just know that mental awareness, there's just been a big outbreak and a big shift in focus when it comes to that. So I've been doing that for myself, making sure that my mind is right, and I think that's, again, I think that's synonymous with energy. When your mind is right, then your energy is right, and so that's what I've been mainly focusing on. And even with that, it's been a plus. I've seen great benefits with it. And so that's kind of like, you know, been my towards the end of the year last year mentality. And I'm just kind of like just bringing it in into the new year and just keeping that going and just keeping that growing. Now, like everybody else, I am getting back into that gym, getting more focused, with the physical, but I think sometimes we have to kind of maybe let some things go for a little bit so we can give other things, that are just as important, just as much, focus and so forth. And then once we bring that up, then we can go back to the other, and keep working on that. And now, both sides and both things are up, and, all, as they say, all, we're firing on all cylinders, all the spark plugs are fired off, that type of thing. And so, now we're back into the gym. But like I said, I just been focusing mainly on my energy and on my mindset and my mental health, and that's been working out for me. It really has. Big on networking. I've been focusing more on that ever since last year. And so I'm just continuing with that. And so it's been different for me. I'm a different person. I'm in a different place in my life, and it's been weird and interesting and scary, and it's been like a roller coaster with the ups and downs and the loops and all around. But I'm a free spirit, and I do believe in going with the flow and things happening organically. And once we, I feel like if we just keep going and keep moving, then things that you're desiring and things that you're passionate about, everything just kind of just works out, and stuff like that. And so as long as we're doing our best, and putting forth the work and having that action, then I believe just like a farmer that goes out into the field and sows those seeds, eventually everything's gonna sprout up. Eventually that season in your life is gonna come time, where everything, it's gonna be time to harvest, and then you can bring in, your crops and so forth, and the seeds that you planted, they can grow, and you can receive the fruit, the dividend, the profit, whatever else that you may be looking for. So that's kind of been my approach to the new year, coming from the old year.
Absolutely, and that's how it should be for all of us. And you've talked a lot about, making sure that you protect your energy and making sure that you stay there mentally and physically. It's been exhausting for a lot of us. We never
Yeah.
expected this pandemic to come about.
Right.
So how have you been managing thus far? Because I know it's been difficult for a lot of actors, a lot of actresses, when things just kind of shut down and took a pause on everybody. So how
Right.
has it affected you, and how have you been, managing going forward?
To be honest, you know, this world, I kind of look at it like to me it's a game. And I believe that some things are real, and I think that sometimes people that are in different places in life that we can't even imagine. There's a lot going on in this world that I feel like that's behind the scenes, and that's behind the scenes and things like that. And so, just to make a long story short, I just kind of, it's about focus. To me, success is about focus. Everybody that's achieved anything in life, they were focused to achieve that, you know. And to me, what focus looks like during a time like this or any other time in life or in history, these people, these patriarchs, they didn't let any pandemic, plandemic, or anything else stop them. And if it did look like it was going to stop them, that's that that's what enabled them to just dig down a little bit deeper into their own creativity and figure it out and figure out a way, you know, and make the necessary adjustment, And I think with that mentality, and this is why it's so important, and I talk about this a lot, for a person to have a passion, to have a purpose, and to actually do it and follow it, because you contribute to the world. Because I feel like when you do that, that purpose, it carries you through and it helps you to navigate through crucial times or scary times or times of uncertainty, and you know if I've been keeping up a little bit with the media and the news and stuff like that, and I like to think that I listen to accredited sources. But if you haven't known, uh these people, like, up top, they have profited like crazy during this pandemic. The gap between the rich and the poor just got greater. You know what I mean? And so I feel like if it's really, really, really that serious, then it should be affecting everybody. And when I say affecting everybody, I feel like if anything, the gap should be getting closer. But the fact that the gap has gotten wider, to me, is a clue and the indicator that there's more to this than meets the eye. And the reason why these people are profiting, because they ain't stopping. So if they're not stopping, why should I stop? Again, yes, I'm gonna be mindful and I'm gonna be cautious, and I'm gonna do things that I feel like in my energy, in my peace of mind, in my spirit, that I should do to protect myself, and things like that. But the main thing, a wise man once told me to keep the main thing the main thing, and so I got to keep moving and not allow these distractions, to stop me, because they will. And there's a lot of things that can't if we allow them. So, to make a long story short, it it really hasn't affected me, And if it begins to, I I just tweak it, so that it doesn't continue to do so, and I just keep moving. I just keep moving, because there every like I said, everybody hasn't stopped. There are some people that have let this situation stop them, but everybody hasn't stopped. So what do birds of a feather do? Birds of a feather flock together. So I find out those that have not stopped or that don't plan on stopping, like myself, and hey, that's where I belong. That's where I go to, and that's who I work with. And we keep it moving, we keep it pushing, and we keep on going, and we keep on growing. That type of thing. So it really hasn't affected me. Um, if anything, it just made me move even faster and even more, and got me more passionate and more excited, about what I do, and giving me more of a sense of urgency.
Absolutely,
You know,
100%.
so that's my take on it. Everybody's different. I respect everybody and where they are in life. Because I feel like everybody has their own purpose in place, and sometimes you're meant to be on top, and sometimes you're meant to be on bottom for a reason. I recently just had a friend who lost over like millions and millions of followers and stuff like that. You know how they do on these different accounts. They will, you be doing good, and I mean they will shut you down. You've been doing all this crazy stuff all this time, and then for the least little bit of thing, they will shut you down and won't even give you a reason why, that type of thing. And to some people, when you're attached to that, it will make you suicidal. It will affect you and infect you, and you can see the effects that that it has on certain people. And I've had friends that's happened to them, and they just crawled up in a corner, about ready to just go on to the next life, that type of thing. But but like I said, I recently told a friend, because they felt like they lost their voice, and I told them, I said, you had a voice when you started, all the way to where you had reached to. And just because you're not where you were and got comfortable with being, does not mean that has stopped you from being who you are and who you always were. And sometimes, like I told them, I said, okay, now we're back at the bottom. I said, another way of looking at it is that we have a whole another million that we haven't talked to and tapped to, that has been able to hear our voice, that now needs and that could still hear our voice if we choose to, instead of getting bitter about the thing, get better about the thing and just keep on moving. Because if you did, I've heard different businessmen say, one thing about knowledge and information and knowing what to do is that if you lose it all, you know how to get it back all again. And so again, going back to mental health, so important. Because it's all about perspective. It really is. It's all about perception. And so you have to make sure that you're looking at life through the right filter, because sometimes, you might be doing well, but then you don't realize on your way to becoming wealthy or being well off, that there has a film has come over your eyes, you know,
Yes.
and now, what I'm saying, instead of you having the wealth or you having the money, it has you, and you don't ever want to be in that place.
And shout outs to actress Alexandria Monet. I did an interview with her as well too. She said the pandemic lit a fire under me.
Ooh,
Definitely.
come on.
Absolutely. It's been difficult for a lot of people. And I hate to say this, but it's brought out the creativity. And I hate it took this for it to happen, but everyone has become so creative throughout this whole entire thing when it comes to taping programs or doing
Yes,
series or films, television shows. Like
yes.
everybody's just come up with their own way of doing it efficiently and safely. So for you, going into 2022, we're now in a new month. Do you see yourself stepping behind the lens instead of in front of the camera and
Hmm.
doing production and directing? Do you see yourself doing that in this year?
This year, maybe not so this year. Um, at this point in my life, I've seen symptoms, I've seen indicators, I've seen uh where I could potentially be and become that person, that guy. I could do it. I sense that I have an eye. I've sensed that I'm developing, and I've developed a knack for that. So uh, the possibility is there. To say that I'll do it this year, I don't foresee it, but you know how that can go sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, instead of you finding it, it will find you, and before you know it, you're doing what you never thought you would. But I don't see it this year. But it's funny that you asked me that, because one of my goals and one of my endeavors for this year is actually to be more of a casting director, to be on the casting side. I've learned from 2021 that I actually have a knack and a passion, and a fulfillment and a love and enjoyment for casting, for finding the right people, or people, to come and be in front of the film, in front of the camera, and I get a joy too out of giving people opportunity. I met a lot of people, who never even just set foot on a set, whether behind, front, on the side, and it just changed the whole life. And now that really was a stepping stone, and now they're going on to do some, bigger things, and their creativity has now, manifested and come out and broken out and come forth. And so now, they have these ideas upon ideas, and, they're going for it. And so a lot can happen from that. And so that's one of my endeavors for this year, to actually work more on the casting side. And so I do have someone, that I know that has their own business, and man, just coming out the blocks, they're actually doing well and being blessed. And so I'm looking forward to working with them. I've expressed more than once, on a numerous amount of times, my interest. And so we're just waiting for that to come into fruition. But yeah, that's my passion. That's one of my things that I'm looking forward to doing and participate more in this year, in 2022.
Okay. Okay. So if you could collaborate with any actors or actresses, who would be your dream team? Who would you like to work on a project with going into this year, into the next year?
Okay, yeah. Well, I definitely, on the producing directing side, I mean, and everyone, and it's funny you say that. Everyone's been actually telling me this, but this has actually been a desire of mine. I would like to work with Tyler Perry, you know, who's a producer, director, writer, and actor. So I like to work with him and just be a part of his team, his dream team that he already has and stuff like that. But he's one person that I like to work with, that I consider, still an actor and everything. And but also too, I have my Michael B. Jordans. I honestly would like to work with Will Smith. Um, Also too, what's his name? I can never get his name right. I think it's like Idris or Elba. I'm sorry.
Idris Elba? Yes.
Yes, you know him. So him, and Megan Good. I heard she's been behind the camera, lately and stuff like that. And I like to work with her. She's been like my, childhood, all hood crush. And so I'm gonna have to holler at her anyway, because she going through a whole little situation in life. But God bless her. But just those are right off the top of my head, people that I've already been, contemplating and thinking about working with, and having my sights set on. That's pretty much right now it. Just like I said, Michael B. Jordan, Idris, Tyler Perry, and like I said, Megan Good. Um, uh, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I got a chance to be on set and meet MC Light, and she has some things that's going on, with her and stuff, in front of and behind the scenes. And I just love her energy. Oh my goodness. And it's funny because growing up, she's always been like my favorite rapper, actually. And so it was just so surreal to be there with her and stuff like that. And now she got some things that she got, underway and things like that, where she's gonna actually be doing like some producing and directing and stuff like that, as well as acting. And it's just something about her, like it really is. There's something very special about MC Light. She's definitely more than just a rapper. She's a all around entertainer, and not just on on the music side, but also on the acting side. So that's somebody that I'm also actually looking forward to still keeping in contact and connection with, and doing some things with, possibly in the near and far future. Just because I just love her. She's just one of those people you just fall in love with.
Yes, she's definitely a rap pioneer. She's been in the music industry for a very, very long time.
Yeah,
I love MC Light along with
yeah,
Queen Latifah as well too.
yeah,
And speaking of pioneers, you're also a stuntman as well too. I know what it's
yeah.
like being on set. What is the craziest thing? Because I know doing stunts, doing your own stunts and things
Yeah.
can be kind of crazy. What is the craziest thing that has ever happened to you while doing a stunt in a film?
Well, and that, I've been doing the acting thing for about consistently for the past what 5 years now or so. Just recently, that was one of my goals last year. Was to get into it. So I'm recent with the stunts and stuff like that. But the craziest thing that I've done so far, basically, there was a fighting scene, and basically, I had to get stabbed in the head. And so that was interesting. I had to make sure that the knife, was truly, a different type of knife. But I think right now, so far, that's the craziest thing that I've ever done. Is just, like I said, I had a fight scene and I had to get stabbed in the head. So I wanted to make sure, I was hoping every take that the knife wouldn't get jammed. you know. Yeah, but yeah, so far that's been the craziest thing. Slowly, I'm getting to the point to where I'll be jumping off buildings and all that kind of stuff like that and everything too. I've helped others be jump off of buildings, but I myself haven't got to that point. But it's that's slow moving, but it's going, and I'm looking forward to doing more of that as well in the future, because I would like to do action movies and things like that as well. I'm a very physical person, like working out and all that kind of stuff like that. So I would look forward to doing that. My first film, that I ever did, I starred in. It was an independent film, and so I actually played a football player. Kind of like this protege from high school to college. And I guess you could say that was kind of a stunt situation, because we it was full on. There was no we acting like, no. We was hitting, we was crunching, we were punching. I'm talking about, it was lunching. It was brutal. I'm talking about, I felt like I was getting a crazy NFL workout, every time that we went on set, but I mean, I was going up to, up against some 300 something pound, linebackers and linemen and things like that. And we wasn't holding back. It was for the love and the production value of the movie.
I can
Matter of
only
fact,
imagine.
matter of fact, it was. I guess like you could say, I could toot my own horn with this, because it was a semi-pro football team that we actually were working with, and I guess I could say I was so good that they actually offered me a spot on their team, and asked me if I would come play on it. I said, well, that'd be well and good if I wasn't continuing on with this with this acting career. But I mess around and hurt myself. I'll be like the Rock. I just settle for being like the Rock. I might not make it to the NFL, but I could play a character, or a role where I am in the NFL. Keep it pushing.
Definitely, definitely. You don't need you hurting yourself.
No sir, no sir, no ma'am.
All right. So let's do something. We're going to do some games, Fashion Dolls. It is about that time for the rapid five. And Milo has to tell me five things that he can't live without.
I'm, I'm gonna keep this rated G.
All right.
Oh, right now, this second. Okay, five things I can't live without. Sweets. Um, female interaction. Um, what else? I'd have to say working out. Working out. It kills me not to be able to. Uh, let's see. I wish I could say sleep. Um, oh man, can't live without. Can't live without. Okay, we had three, right? Hmm.
You said sleep, so that's four.
Is it? Okay. No sleep. I'm saying I wish I could say sleep. So yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
two more.
Okay. Uh, can't live without. Probably. I mean, I could, but like, I'm gonna say my cell phone. You know, it's down there. You know. Uh, and my purpose, my passion. I cannot not live without it. I feel empty. I feel hopeless. I feel sad when I'm not with my purpose.
Brilliant. That's fine. All right, fashion dolls, it is time for the next segment. We're also going to do another game, but this time the game is focused on the hostess. And Milo gets to ask me questions uncensored and unfiltered. I don't know what he's going to ask. My heart is beating very, very fast right now. It is called Turn the Tables. So, Milo,
Okay. All right. Um, what is your favorite color?
my favorite color is pink. I love
Oh,
pink.
okay. All right. Why?
It's very flirty. It's bright, and not only that, but we've lost some people to breast cancer, so that color
Okay.
is just so significant. Yeah.
Okay. I got you. I got you. Okay. Okay. Mm. If you could be any animal that's ever existed, what would it be and why?
I would have to say a tiger. I would have to say a tiger because I've been through so many trials and tribulations in my life, and there's come a time where I've had to just grow stronger,
Mm.
and it took a long time for me to gain that strength for myself. So I would have to say a tiger because of
Okay.
just how courageous and fearless they are. So
Okay.
tiger.
Okay. That where we at two. So, what's the best thing or one of the best things that's ever happened to you?
One of the best things that has ever happened to me. Um, hmm, being able to interview and sit with Vanessa Williams, that will always sit in my heart dear to me because she's
Um.
always been such an inspiration to me since I was
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
wee little thing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. You know, and I saw that too, and I really appreciate you doing that. You know, segment with her, because I mean, I already had mad respect for her. You know, but just when you actually sit down and talk with people, it can really just shift and change. Your perception about them, and just kind of open things up. And so that encouraged and enlightened, and motivated me as well. It was very insightful. So, yeah, I really appreciate you doing that and sharing that with all of us. So yeah, that was great. That was really great. So what's one of the worst things that's ever happened to you that you can look back and actually appreciate and why?
one of the worst things that has happened to me. Um,
That you can look back and actually appreciate and
I'm
why?
gonna have to go back to my high school years. I was bullied a lot. I didn't have a voice as powerful as it is now. It's kind of, and I say that because it takes sometimes the most worst situations to bring out the best and the most power in the person. And I will say that because I didn't realize my own power. I didn't realize my own strength,
Yeah.
by just my voice alone, by telling someone and standing up to someone without having to get into a fight, but using your words rather than using your fist, if that makes sense.
Yes, yes, yes. So where is Miss Stevie in 5 years from today?
I see myself with my own national television network, black entertainment television for a lot of content creators, black actors, Black actresses, Black musicians, all Black everything. And of course, Style by Stevie will be on there with my co-host. I just seen one pop up in here. Shout outs to Marco, host of Hear Me Out, and my other co-host Johnny as well too. And I also see myself working in fashion because that is something that is near and dear to my heart. I love fashion, and also see myself working in the beauty industry as well too, possibly makeup, skincare, things like that.
Yeah, yeah. I see that too, honestly. I see that too. You know, I was talking to a friend, and oh, I do apologize, Miss Stevie. I really do. Let me tell y'all something before we leave, okay? Time is precious, time is valuable, and time is different in different parts of the world. Make sure if you're talking to somebody in a different state and y'all talk about time, make sure you get the time and the hemispheres and all the fears and things like that. Make sure you're on the same page with that.
Yes, absolutely.
Because that matters. Time is important. Time matters, you know, but you want to make sure if you're in different time zones, you know, that you have that all. So I just want to just publicly apologize to you for that little situation, you know, with time. You know, my fault. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. There you go.
All is forgiven. All is forgiven. Do we have any questions for myself or Milo? Ladies and gentlemen, you guys are not only getting one show today, but you guys are getting two shows. So 4 p.m., I have another actor coming up, Ronell Parham. So make sure you guys stay tuned at 4 p.m. for that. But while we're waiting on the audience to type some things, Milo, is there anything you're not only a stuntman, you're an actor, you do so much behind the scenes as well too. Is there any
Yes.
advice that you would like to give to someone who is looking to get into the acting industry or modeling or whatever may
Yeah.
have you?
Yeah. And I do get that a lot, you know, and a lot of people, you know, sometimes right off the bat, they think about school. School is cool, school is great, and things like that. But, you know, I went to school. I actually started out years before now, uh, where I ended up, you know, majoring in theater arts. And, you know, that just kind of just evolved. That just kind of happened like it did. But if I could do it all over again, to be honest, and this is why it's good to always consider, you know, and always think and always seek out, you know, what your true purpose or your true passion is earlier in life, because that can help you, you know, better navigate, you know, throughout your life, you know, as you're living. And so I've always had a passion, you know, and a knack for acting. You know, just starting out growing up in church. You know, I was at one of those churches where they, you know, they put on plays every year, you know, for Easter and the holidays and things like that. So I was always doing it, you know, and there was no fear, you know, there was always excitement and enjoyment, you know. And my brother, who grew up really close to me, and we were really close and like basically best friends and stuff like that, we would just, I mean, we just had our own little Wayans brothers, you know, type of chemistry and things like that. But I always loved it. And so but I never really consider it. I never really considered it like I do now. And so, and this is why too is so important. You know, if you have kids, to look at them, watch them, assess them, and help them to know, you know, what their purpose is, because that'll help you, that'll help them, and that'll help you to better help them, you know, again, to navigate, you know, through this life and stuff like that, and already get the ball rolling, you know, on what they might need and the resources and the information and the knowledge and all that sort of thing that they might need, and they can go ahead and get it, you know, and get the ball rolling. So if I could do it all over again, to be honest, even if I chose to go to school, you know, at least I would be more uh, in the, I would focus more on the seeking out involvement, you know, on different sets and different projects. You know, I learned from, again, my first film that I did, and you know, that I starred in. You know, the director actually brought in some, you know, pretty heavy hitters or some more people that were more seasoned than I was. And one of the guys, bless his heart, his name is Johnny. I can't always mess up his last name. It's like Johnny Macchiato or something like that, whatever. But he's pretty well known. Got a long list of things that he's done and stuff like that. But he came in, you know, with a role obviously that wasn't as big as mine and stuff like that. and just kind of looking at him, you didn't really think much of him, you know. But talking to him and getting his card, he had a card that says there's no such thing as small roles, you know. And I learned that from him. And so he was the type of person that there was no role, you know, and there was nothing that he was too big, you know, to do or not to do or what have you. And so that's one of the things I always tell people, you know, okay, you want to act or you want to be an actor, then we know what the root word of actor is act. So act, you know, especially in this day and age with, you know, social media and YouTube and, you know, Instagram and, you know, Facebook and stuff like that. Like, you know, we have a platform. And so, you know, you want to utilize those platforms, but, you know, I think in this industry, it's about, you know, it's all about exposure, you know, and that's what I tell different people, you know, like you could be the funniest person in the world, the most beautiful person in the world, the most whatever person in the world, but how can anyone know it if we don't even know you exist? You know, people have to see you. People have to hear you. They have to hear us. You know, so we have to figure out a way, you know, to gain and get that exposure. You know, and that it doesn't mean that you have to be ugly and manipulative or deceitful. You know what I mean? But you do have to look for opportunities. You know, and happily and gladly and genuinely, you know, be willing to seize these opportunities, you know, to make doors, create doors, or walk through doors, whatever it is, you know. And a lot of people have gone from the background, you know, to, you know, being, you know, something more, you know. And so that's one of the things that I actually will recommend to people. Get on Facebook groups, you know, shoot, Google it. I mean, that's how it is now. This day and age, Google it, you know, everything that you can learn about it, you know, but not just gaining information just to say, you know, but to gain the information and then, you know, have application, gain the information and apply, gain the information and try, because sometimes you're going to fail. Expect that, you know what I mean? But keep it pushing, get up, dust yourself off, keep it rolling, but do, you know, do. You want to be an actor? Act, you know, and don't get caught up in the money. How much y'all gonna pay me? You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, boy. Woo, it's bad in certain areas with that, you know. And I've seen that a lot, you know, amongst some talented, you know, people and things like that. You know, but they always want to know how much it was gonna be, this and that and us like that. And I can't tell you how many times I've been on sets, didn't expect to get paid when trying to get paid, and got paid, whether it was monetary or whether it was me being bumped up from background. Don't basically, I don't even know why they had me there, because I was so background that you couldn't see me, you wasn't gonna hear, I mean, none of that. But I mean, literally just like that, your life can change just that quick, just by being there and being a willing vessel, you know, and not chasing the money. I believe that if you chase the passion, if you chase the purpose, that all the money and all the things, you know, that other people's hearts desire, you know, it will come. The money will come, kind of like the field of dreams. If you build it,
Yes.
you know what I mean? They will come. It will come. So if you do it, if you act it, you know, and if you just, you know, again, you know, be that willing vessel and just, you know, understand that, you know, it's about the networking, it's about the exposure and things like that, you know, everything else, you know, will fall in place. And before you know it, you'll go from, you know, Z-list actor to A-list actor, and it can happen just like that, just like that.
We have a question from Alexandra. She wants to know what influenced you to pursue acting and where has acting taken you mentally, physically, and I didn't get the last part.
Maybe spiritually, I don't know. But okay, so what influenced me to act? Like I said, I always enjoyed acting. Uh, I basically had given up on it and stuff like that. Uh, but you know, I went through some things. Like, man, it's funny how your life, bro, you can live so long and go through some stuff and become a totally different person that you even thought you was gonna become. But you know, I've been married before. You know, I did the whole family thing, all that stuff like that and everything. You know, I was a church man and all that kind of stuff like that and everything. Just, I feel like Forrest Gump. I've been all these different things in different places at different times of my life, you know. But there came a time in my life where, I don't know, where physical fitness, just like I'm talking about energy, physical fitness became a huge focus and a big importance in my life. And I said, you know what, I'm tired. I said, I'm not gonna have this anymore. I'm going to the gym. I'm gonna work out every day. I don't care if I gotta be there before my head hit the pillow. I'm going to the gym, and I did that for like maybe a whole year, or just, yeah, at least, or whatever. But to make a long story short, what happened was, obviously you put in the work, it's gonna produce. And people start coming up to me, hey, have you ever, did bodybuilding, this and that and other. And I'm like, man, we talk about it. I ain't never gonna do that. Well, I ended up doing it. I said, you know what? I'm a hypocrite. I say, how can I try to talk about something that I don't know anything about? I've never done, I've never tried this and that and other. So I was like, you know what? I'm the type of person, I don't like being a hypocrite. I like to talk about what I know, and what I don't know, I'll listen to you talk, that type of thing. But so I ended up doing bodybuilding, and I did really well. I became nationally qualified, and that's actually what got me back on the acting scene, because as a result, again, exposure. Okay, so when I say nationally qualified, that means in my case, I didn't come in first place, I came in second place, each time that I competed. But it still allows you to become nationally qualified. Well, as a result of my situation, I had somebody that wanted me to be a fitness model for their clothing line. That person had a business partner that I became friends with, and then that person that I became friends with uh, ended up putting on this big old huge fitness expo in Houston, and did that, for a few years and whatever. But anyway, I began to work with them, and so I connected with them, and so I kind of became a face of that, a little bit, because I was working the whole thing. And yeah, it was just a lot to it, what I mean? But make a long story short, I became kind of the face of that. And so I met a lot of your top fitness influencers of the world, of the internet, through that, and developed some relationships and so forth. And so there was a gentleman in line that was coming to the expo who was a huge fitness fan like everybody else, and a fan of all these people that would come to these expos, that people would get to see, their favorite, Instagram, fitness people and stuff like that. Well, he was gonna come and try to ask one of the fitness guys that was there on display if he would be in his movie. But then when he saw me, he actually skipped over the guy that everybody else was coming to see and offered me the role instead, and that's what got me, back into acting, and actually I'd say rekindled, that passion for acting. That was my turning point. That was my fork in the road. That's when the itch came back, that I had to just scratch. And now I can't stop scratching, but that's how, for me, that was a turning point. That's what happened with me, because with bodybuilding, it truly challenges the depth of you, and you realize that there's two parts of you. And to me, the way I describe it is like opening up the closet and knowing the boogeyman's there. And when you open it up and you face the boogeyman, and he shows his face or her face, the boogeyman looks just like you. And so once you overcome you, to me, in my opinion, the rest of the world doesn't stand a chance, because I believe that I am my greatest enemy. And if I can defeat me, yeah. If I can defeat me, then I can defeat anybody, And so, positively speaking. But and so that's how I look at it. So it really challenges you. It's you versus you. And it really, to me, it take the scales fall off the eyes, and you see behind the veil whenever you do. That's why I tell everybody, like, you whether you want to do it to win, that's on you. But just the process of preparing to step on stage, that's a blessing in itself. And then to actually do it, I mean, it's a wall, it's a high wall and a thick wall that not many in this world are willing to face. But once you tear that down, once you go through that thing, once you go over that thing, your life is you're never the same. It literally changes, to me, your DNA, and fear becomes a friend. Um, so yeah, that's okay. So that's yeah, going into acting. How has it affected me, uh, physically and mentally and stuff like that? Uh, uh, well, it's affecting me in the sense to where it motivated me to want to be more health conscious, you know, to pursue things that I always was interested in or grew up watching and wanted to do. Like I said, I got into the whole stuntman thing or whatever last year and stuff like that. So things have evolved for me, and with acting, to me, I look at acting as also, I've had an acting coach, the woman that played Kimmy. I don't know if you remember the Different World, but anyway, the one that played Kimmy, she was my acting coach, and one of the things she said, and I totally agree with this, is that as actors and actresses, you know, we have a third eye, you know. And a lot of people, talk about it in this day, even that's not in the acting world and stuff like that. But we know, when it comes to the third eye, that basically represents that insight, into this world system, and almost like the Matrix, that type of thing. And again, that third eye is also, to me, a guiding light. And so when the rest of the world seems dark and the rest of the world seems cold, and the media is fear mongering, and you're hearing the whispering and the gossip, and and you're sensing the anxiety, in the streets. That third eye, it will keep you. When the world is dark, it will guide you and be that light. When the world is cold, it will warm you, and be that fire, and that's how acting has impacted my life and affected me by basically helping to uh to open up, that third eye, and to keep it open, and look at life, from a whole new lens, so that I'm not caught up in the whirlwind, of what everybody else is doing or saying, or what the media is putting out and stuff like that. I believe that with me, it's truly again helped me to stay on, like in the movie, the Book of Eli. He was constantly telling himself to stay on the path. It helps you. To me, it helps me stay on the path that I'm supposed to be on, so that I'm not swept away, in the currents of fear and anxiety and doubt, and darkness and cold. And I'm gonna leave it
Wow.
at that.
And that's an
What
amazing
is
way
that?
to
What
put
is
it.
what is that? Does that represent the third eye?
Yep.
I'm gonna have to remember that emoji. I think I've seen it, but I didn't know what it was.
Um, Alexandria asked the question. She wants to know: is there any upcoming workshops for networking?
Yes. Great job. Great question. Thank you for asking. This coming Sunday. I don't know where you are, but I'm in the Houston area. I'm in Dallas at this very second. But in the Houston area where I am and currently, and local to, um, there's gonna be a huge meet. What's they call it? A casting call, meet and eat. Okay, it's not just a meet and greet. You're gonna eat too, but it's totally free. Um, man, I want to. What is the information? I just got it. People just sent it to me before I got online. Um, it's gonna be where I don't know where it's gonna be at. I mean, I don't. I want to make sure. Can I? Am I able to get off of this and then come back? Like, will it still be here so I can get the
Yes,
information?
I'll
And
still be live. I
okay,
definitely will.
because I like to put that in the comment section, and so they can get the information on there.
And Three Times the T, who's also an influencer, is also going to is in the Atlanta area. It's the evil eye represents that that isn't good is sent back to them. I'm in Atlanta. Yes, make sure you guys follow Milo. Also coming up next, we have actor Ronell Parham. It is almost 4 p.m. EST, so make sure you guys tune in for that interview as well too. Um, Once Milo gets the information and he comes back, we're gonna do that and conclude the interview because we have we have one more interview coming up, and that is Ronell Parham. So make sure you guys tune in for that interview as well too. And this one will be saved, so you guys, if you're in the Texas area, which is also Queen Bee's hometown, definitely go and check it out. All right, fashion dolls. All right, all right, all right. And then tomorrow we have actor and model Chris Wright. He's going to be joining me. So make sure you guys tune in for that. We have some amazing guests throughout this week. Send me the info. I got a lot of people in Texas that can benefit from it. I sure will. I definitely will. I'm going to have Milo send it to me and then I'll forward it to you. You know, you'll get it first. I don't keep it, you guys. Fashion dolls. I hope you guys are taking some beneficial information from this interview and that it can really, really help you all out if you're trying to get your feet wet in the acting industry. Definitely, it can definitely help. All right, fashion dolls, there it is. Let me pin it. 4:55 is from 11 to 5 p.m. 4:55 FM 1092 Sanford, Texas, and it's from 11 to 5 p.m. Make sure you guys have it written down. I'm so proud of you, Stevie. Thank you, girl. Yeah, we I can't believe we made it into 2022. This is season 16 of Style by Stevie, and we have some amazing, amazing, amazing guests. Stafford, Texas, 4:55 FM 1092 from 11 to 5 p.m. Make sure you guys got it written down. Take a screenshot if you need to and have the information. Stafford, Texas. Oh, God is here. All right, that's better. It was giving a little bit of Beyonce tease. There we go. There we go. All right, you guys, do y'all have it? Do you guys have it? Shout outs to our very special guest. All right, Milo is back with us, ladies and gentlemen. And we're back.
All right. So yeah, hopefully that'll be some good information and help to somebody. Um, yeah, that's what's going on this Sunday, January the 9th. So come out, meet some great people that do some great things. They're talking about bringing Hollywood to Houston, and there's been some great things that I've actually experienced myself and seen firsthand that's been here in Houston. So it's true that it's, you know, I look back on my past. It seemed like Houston and Texas always been the last to, you know, be hip to anything and everything, but nevertheless, eventually we get it, and it happens. So now I think, the ball is finally rolling now. East Coast has this thing, West Coast has this thing, Atlanta has their thing, even Louisiana right next door. Hey, we next in line. We are next in line. Like, we are too close to everybody and everything, and everywhere that got stuff going on, not to have something happen here in the big state of Texas, and it's really gonna happen. So I hope to see you guys there. I'm looking forward to being there myself. So hopefully I'll meet some of you guys, that were here chiming in and tuning in. And if you see me, let me know that you were there. Let me know, what you think about the broadcast and and the interview. Give me some
And
feedback.
my girl, 3 times the T, she has her platform. So make sure you guys go subscribe to her YouTube channel. She's in the Texas area, so I know she'll definitely be there for sure. Make sure you guys have the information written down. I have it pinned below, just in case you guys need it. All right.
And it's pronounced Milo.
Alexandria says she wish she was in the Texas area. She's in Atlanta.
Come on, you can make that wish into reality.
All right, you guys, do you fashion dolls? Do y'all have it? 4:55, 1092, Stafford, Texas, and it's from 11 to is 11. Wait a minute, let me scroll back up. Yeah, 11 to 5. I almost had it. I was about to say 11 to 2. 11 to 5 p.m. Make sure you guys have it written down. If you need to, I don't mind you guys taking a screenshot as well too. 11 to 5 p.m. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just want to just thank everyone while they're here, give them their flowers. I really appreciate y'all tuning in, and thank y'all for the love and the support and just the good energy, that's coming from all of you. So I really appreciate that. I really do.
Yes, my fashion dolls, they don't play. They support 100%.
Nice.
100%.
We all need one another.
And is there any final words that you'd like to close out this amazing interview and conversation out with before we let you go?
Follow your dream. Follow your dream, follow your dream, follow your dream. And don't stop following it until you catch it. And love what you do. Love what you do and do what you love. So that way you're never really working. It's recess every day, all day. But as we know, you get tired even when you play. So rest, rest, rest. Rest and play. Make sure you hydrate. You are what you eat, and you also are what you drink. So make sure that you're putting good things into your body so good things will come out of your body. Dream, rest, hydrate, eat good. Peace and love.
All right, Fashion Dolls. Coming up next, we have actor Ronell Parr. Tomorrow, we have actor and model Chris Wright. So thank you all for tuning in to this interview with Milo John. Thank you so much for taking the time out to come into the dollhouse and give us these encouraging words and let us know so much more.
Thank you for the opportunity.
You are so welcome. Take care, and we definitely will be speaking again in the future.
Indeed. Bye, everyone.
All right, Fashion Dolls.